Alright everybody, so I know I'm super late to the party on this one, but I thought I had to put my 2 cents in. However, I think my 2 cents in will be slightly different than everyone else's outtake on it. But I guess that is what happens when you remain neutral. So, what do I think of this whole Keemstar situation? Honestly, I cannot give less of a shit, to be honest. That is just how I feel about the whole situation. And there is a very simple reason why I just do not care about this situation. But let's see. The Fine Bros. I know, I remember just a few months ago, everyone and their moms were making a video about how much they hated the Fine Bros. They were the most cancerous people of all time, right? Right, guys? Well, the problem is, do you guys even remember the Fine Bros now? No? That's what I thought. This is what I see happening. Well, I'm gonna give 2 possible outcomes, okay? Because we all know the Fine Bros. Literally what? Okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna save that for my examples. I have 2 very realistic outcomes, at least in my mind. The most realistic outcomes that I see that are most likely going to happen. Again, I can be completely wrong on these subjects. If I'm not, hey, I told you so. But, yeah, what do I see happening with the whole Keemstar situation? Everyone hates Keemstar right now. Drama alert, cancer alert, autism alert, all this fucked up shit, man, is going on with Keemstar. All the evil exposed videos, man. Now, like I said, I am neutral as hell. I do not care what happens. But these are my most likely realistic outcomes that I believe are going to happen. These 2 outcomes. The first one I have is everyone will get their way and Keemstar, it's going to be too much for him. He's going to shut down his channel and he can't do anything about it. His videos are going to get flagged to death, disliked to death. You know, he's going to get a bunch of hate comments on his video all the time. And just pretty much, you know, that's just going to keep happening until he gets kicked off the show again. But, yeah, I never believed he was actually gonna, you know, permanently stay off the show when they had that, the one guy Ty Trends, which I actually think he was a lot fucking better. Because, I mean, and this is the main reason why I actually held off on making a video about fucking Keemstar. You know why? Because the whole reason is because they traded the host, you know? And I mean, shit, if they just would have kept him, which in my opinion they really fucking should have. But since they didn't, I'm making this video. Because apparently he just got back a few days ago, so whatever. But yeah, like I was saying, the outcome is you guys just keep marauding him to death and he just gets so much hate that he can't stand it and he gets kicked off the show and we are forced to find a new host. Now, that is honestly what I do not believe is going to happen, but it still could just because so many fucking people hate Keem, okay? Now, I believe that can very well happen, and it would be awesome. It would be a win-win for all of you guys that just hate Keem's guts right now. And I guess, before I go on to the second subject, I will, you know, explain, you know, my thoughts on Keemstar and, you know, just him as a person. Okay. I don't think I've ever mentioned Keemstar once in my videos, like, ever. But I will talk to you guys on, like, you know, my thoughts on him now. I have always believed Keemstar is a shitty person. The second I heard about his backstory, I believed, not backstory, but, you know, his background, I believed he was a shitty person. I always enjoyed his channel, you know? I mean, and I think a lot of people, you know, a few months ago would agree. You know, they hate Keemstar, but they enjoy his show, right? Well, the problem is, Keemstar has kind of, fumbled in popularity, hasn't he? Yeah. Yeah. So, you guys can think about that for a second, because there's this all-new news channel that blew up out of nowhere. I mean, it didn't blow up out of nowhere, but it took a few months, but I mean, it took a lot, it took a lot shorter than most channels to blow up and just take a bigger YouTuber over. Like, Scarce. I mean, he destroyed Keem in a matter of months, and that is amazing to me. That's just how I feel about it. Anyway, I guess on to the second point. Okay, second point is pretty simple because we already know how this this turned out. Now this is what I honestly believe, but again, I could be wrong. I believe it's going to turn out to be another Fine Bros situation. I believe everyone's going to hate him for a month, and eventually people are just going to forget about him. But there's like, you know how with the whole Fine Bros situation, everyone hated him for a month, but it kind of started to die down in March, in like early March, and I mean, yeah, there are still people hating on him, but just slightly more than there were before. You know, if you know what I mean. Before all this React World came out, so. But yeah, so now that. Sorry, I'm so fucking tired. I need to get my shit straight. But yeah, Keemstar, I believe it's. I just believe it's gonna be another Fine Bros situation. Because I believe we're gonna hate on him for a month, and people are just gonna forget about him, and most people will probably just forget about him. But then again, I could be wrong, because you know, I mean, let's think about it, guys. Let's actually think about it. The Fine Bros is one of the biggest channels on YouTube, okay? And they have literally gathered a huge fan base that cannot be taken over by anybody. But, however, with Drama Alert, he's still a very big channel, but not as big as, not like a channel so untouchable like the Fine Bros, right? You know what I'm saying? But Keemstar, yes, there will always be those loyal fans to him, you know, those suck-ups. But I honestly believe it's not gonna go well for him. So Keemstar, whatever happens to you, I don't care. Whatever. I know I kind of stuttered and it's kind of slowed in this video. I'm really tired tonight, guys. Sorry. I've been staying up. It's the 4th of July weekend. Oh, actually, it's the 4th of July. Shit, I forgot. Happy 4th of July for you guys. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. And yeah, I guess that's it. See you.